Hi, everyone. All right. So, thank you. My name is Liana. I'm here with Scandiweb. And yeah, today I'm going to show you some live examples of some case studies we did within our AI accelerators. And if you ask yourself, like, are we going to talk about AI here itself? Not really the case. I know that a lot of similar speeches are about the technology, how, what are the new updates within AI, like what else it can do and stuff like that. But I'm here to remind you that AI is not a tool. It's a new technology. It's like electricity was back in the days, right? So it has so many different use cases. And what you need is to find a use case for your business. And now we are kind of spoiled with different applications, SaaS, plug and play things. We just want to take a tool and start using it straight away. But here, again, it's not a tool. It's a new technology. And how do you find a use case in this scenario? Well, how we address it, we ask you, what's your pain point? And then we try to investigate together how we can use these new modern technologies to help you to deal with them. And yeah, all the 3 accelerators I'm going to talk to you about today are problem-driven rather than technology-driven. So the first accelerator is our chat to buy. The first case study I'm going to talk about is a customer outreach we did for a pet shop. So what was the problem there? It's a family-owned business. They were expanding to new markets, and thus they couldn't keep up anymore with the same level of personalizations in their outreach. And how do you deal with that usually? Well, you copy yourself, right? And you try to personalize it more and more. But unfortunately, the client didn't have the resources and time for it. So this is where we stepped in. And to give you a little bit more context here, like what we were sending, we were trying to outreach churn customers, the ones that were active before but stopped buying for some reason. And what were we sending? Here you can see that. Oh, didn't switch it yet. Okay, sorry. Here's the first example of the message. So we have the first part, which is a template, like, hello, Alexei. This is Alice from the store. We're currently contacting customers who have not shopped with us for a while. And I see that last time you purchased this food with tuna for adult dogs for small breeds. How does your dog like it? And did it have good effect on his digestion? So you can see the highlighted part here is actually something that we can generate based on the information about the customers that we already have available. We know that what this customer was purchasing before. We know the order history. We know the customer name. We know the phone number, and we have the marketing content. So we know exactly who to send the message and if we are allowed to send the message. Let's see some more examples. Yeah, we start with the template part, which is something that you also can configure in Facebook, for example. This outreach happened in WhatsApp specifically. So this is kind of meta-approved templating for what you can achieve also yourself outreaching through that. Yeah, we can see the last time you purchased this product for adult dogs, how did your dog enjoy it? Or last time you purchased the salmon oil, I hope your pet is feeling great. And how did he like salmon oil and these tree trolls? Some more example. You purchased this canned food for cats and kittens. I hope your cat is feeling great. How did he like this? And well, I hope it worked for his needs. And just last example here. Hi, Michael. We are currently contacting you as a customer who haven't shopped with us for a while. and we see that you purchased this food for cat and kittens. I'm hoping your cat is feeling great. So what did the customers answer? How do you think? And to give you some more context on that, this outreach was happening in Latvia. Latvia is a small country in the north of Europe. People are not usually as friendly as they are in the States. We are not replying to messages. Sometimes I cannot get my friends to reply to me what to say about such customer outreach for customers that stopped buying for some reason. Well, let's see. I was surprised, honestly. Hello, everything is fine. Our Chihuahua really likes the food, but since it's a small dog and we give it like mixed, we do not run out of it so quickly and we rarely have to buy it. And everything is fine with digestion and the food is the food with tuna with great pleasure. I mean, this is impressive, and especially for the country I'm coming from. Let's see some more examples here. Hi, I haven't had a chance to shop with you lately, but I hope to start again soon. The food is very good, and it seems that the digestion was positively affected, the fur is prettier, and the dogs are happy. Thank you. I'm just gonna read you some more examples like that because they are all very, very nice and sincere, and they impressed our team a lot. Yeah, about the small treats, my dogs are fresh eaters, so we order same rolls together with the fresh produce. The salmonella is still there. I'm following your website news, and where there's a need to buy, I will definitely place an order again. Here, thank you for your concern. We like the food meets the needs perfectly, we're very satisfied. And the last one, I like the food we purchased, and to be honest, I allowed to buy it only because there were significant discounts. And the usual food that we buy is no longer available in Latvia. So we are looking for an alternative, and I'll be happy to consider your offer. I mean, these are the customers that weren't buying before, and they replied and kind of returned back as active customers only because we outreached them ourselves. Now let's, can you guess how many of them replied? Maybe just the only 5 that I showed to you before? Well, it's more than 30% actually. So it's very great results for such outreach that we did. And let's see an example of a conversation that actually led to a purchase to give you some more understanding of how it looked like in our case. So we start with our base message, the template. We are currently contacting the customers, blah, blah, blah. The last time you purchased this and that, did your cat like it? Well, yes, very much. But the food didn't provide the effect we actually wanted. So we are kind of working with another brand right now. That's a pity the food didn't provide the expected effect. I'm glad it tasted good. If you're interested in trying something else or treating your cat to some healthy snacks, we can order a special discount, like in this month specifically. Let me know. Yes, I would like to order some treats with a discount. Great. And now, what do you know, what would work best for your cat? Does it have any special taste preference or dietary needs? Well, yes, considering like we treat it rarely, we need air-insulated packaging. And only at this point, we're actually sharing some product recommendations when we know what the customer actually wants. So we just don't drop some random products at him that he wouldn't be interested in buying. And yeah, this is something that was generated by AI. Now, how many products bought something? I'm sure you also have your own stats from your own not personalized or personalized email outreach, so you understand what the numbers are usually. Again, we were very surprised, and because it was 4% purchase rate for such an outreach that we did. And of course, here, you can't compete with automation flow like that as a human. It's nearly 100 times more messages that you can send per month using such automations than you could achieve manually with only human customer support. The Another example, within the same accelerator, the chat we're talking about is the sales concierge for sportswear. So what was the problem there? Basically, this is a sportswear store where we saw that the customer cards weren't incomplete. Basically, we saw that the orders were lacking a lot complementary products, so the average order value wasn't really optimal. And we could see also from the customer support messages that they were receiving, it's hard to navigate the catalog, it's very huge, and the customers struggled finding the product when they were trying to address the purchase as their project, let's say so. So, and by project here, I mean something like, I'm going to a marathon, I need to prepare, or my kid is starting a new sport, what should I buy, and what is better for this case or that case. And basically, the customer support couldn't keep up with messages and provide enough details, and customers were missing out. And to give you an idea of what our customers are asking, what we were trying to solve in this chat case, like examples like here. What do you recommend for outdoors workout in winter? Or can you recommend a breathable t-shirt that doesn't clink? My kid is new to football, can you recommend good starter shoes? What's good sport jacket for unpredictable weather? Or what are the best running shoes for long distance training? And here, what we built is something that we don't want to dive into the product suggestions straight away at this case. We want to help the customer define their project, to understand what they actually need. And how do we do that? We ask some clarifications first. And here, for example, we have this question about the outdoor workout in winter. So to define the project first, we ask, okay, you're shopping for men or women, if we don't know that yet. If the customer is new, for example, and it's a guest customer, we don't know the gender, we don't know anything about him, of course we need to define details like that. Do you prefer the clothing layers, what temperature and activities you are training in? Another example, about the t-shirt, okay, do you prefer the relaxed fit or slightly fitted? What are you using it for particularly, and do you want, like, which feel do you want? My kid is new to football, can you recommend good starter shoes? Again, boys or girls, what surface it's training the most, and which budget do you have? What is the sports jacket for unpredictable weather? Again, we need to define the gender since we don't know anything about the customer yet. What you mainly will use it for, and whether you want a lightweight, water resistant, or warmer insulated. And the last example here about the shoes. We'll talk more about this particular example later. So what are the best running shoes for long distance training? Are you looking for men or women? Do you mainly train on the road, like which surface, and which cushioning and comfort you prefer? So here, what happens next? We launched beta for such concierge for one of our customers, this sportswear store, and I'll show you now some screenshots of how it actually looks like. So we prefer for some raw data how it looks like right now. Since it's a bit of work in progress, kind of beta version. Here, let's see. We asked about the shoes. I know it's very small font, but I will read it for you. We asked for the men's shoes, and we say that we run on the road mainly. And this is only the point where we dive into the product suggestions when we already kind of understood what are the preferences specifically. And when you show the products in this scenario, we want to give as much information as possible to help the customer understand what he needs specifically. So we compare those products that already fit the need so the customer can understand, okay, I want this or I want that. We also show the products, and within the same conversation, we keep it ongoing. And we recommend some complementary products in the same chat. So as a last message here, we also ask if he maybe needs some moisture wicking socks to go with for his marathon. We want to define like the search a bit more details. For example, we ask that we want only black shoes. All right, here are the black shoes. Okay, maybe you have some cheaper options. Yes, here are black shoes that are cheaper, that are the same, still fitting all of the previous criteria that the customer had. And you can see that this is the approach that can turn your message into this personalized shopping experience where you start a chat, we analyze your profile, because if the customer is logged in, for example, we know much more information about him. We know the previous orders, gender, maybe some preferences, everything that you have available in your CRM. We can use that as a context before we ask any of the further clarifications to the customer. Then we actually search the catalog based on the preferences that were already customer mentioned before, and then we suggest the best option, and we continue the conversation because AI can, it never sleeps, right? It doesn't get tired. All right, so, and here I just want to show you that in my examples, we had chat in WhatsApp and in web, but actually you have one brain for such a conversation. You feed it the customer insights that may be coming from one place, the product catalog coming from another place, the conversation context, the one that you are actually having with a customer right now, and then you process it by one brain that you created, and then you can send the messages to the places that you actually need. It can be WhatsApp, it can be web, it can be Facebook Messenger or Instagram or anything else. And the best part is that you can connect everything together and create this omni-channel shopping experience where a customer starts on the web, but it continues the same conversation in WhatsApp. And within this accelerator, we looked into the product, the customer engagement, the customer support concierge. We also applied similar conversational approach into some of our B2B projects when we were trying to help people be onboarded to the B2B platforms. We have a multi-inbox customer support solution too, where we had some cases where people needed to operate in multiple inboxes all over the places. We have it in one place now with, again, suggested conversation that you can just copy paste and send to your customer service as a customer service. Then the AI search itself, and we worked with different industries here too. It was for a cosmetics store, it was for watch retail, the car retail too, and hardware stores. So that's about the chat. Now we are diving into the next accelerator, which is AI-driven purchase planning. And here it's a problem that everyone knows too well. You have thousands of SKUs, you have messy vendor data. You have different vendors that provide you their own versions of their order confirmation files. And what you need to do is to take everything that they have it in different formats and transform manually to the format that your system actually expects. And usually the cherry on top here is that there's only one person in the company that actually knows how to do it right. And here's what I'm talking about. You have a product names like that coming from your vendors, and what you want is to get it to something like that. And there is a person who sits and does that manually for all of the SKUs, for all of the vendors that are incoming, which is pretty time-consuming and frustrating process. Same with colors. Yeah, it just seems so. From what I saw, also, as soon as there is a new SKU that is introduced, a new color is invented, and you need to normalize it every time to some human readable colors that everyone understands. In the example that I had personally, we were working with roughly like 70 columns, and each file contained like 5K products, so product rows that you manually need to update to the format that you need. And well, if you ask yourself now, how much time does it take to process one file like that? Well, I'll answer 3 days of manual work, which is sad. So this is where we came up with this idea, how to help them address this particular problem. This is what they end up doing now. You just need to import your vendor file, the order confirmation file that you receive from your vendor. Then we process the data ourselves with AI. We know all the instructions now. We documented it. We created the needed instructions for the AI to do the job. And thus, we are able to generate the target file ourselves. But, well, we're working with data, so we need to be accurate here. So we ask the brand managers, people who actually are know how this works, to confirm if the transformation is accurate enough. And once they confirm it once, we know it, we save it, we don't ask again. We will mark these particular products as confirmed previously. If you need to change anything here, you are free to change it. And of course, we will also be able to save these small changes, update the instructions, kind of make it learn on its mistakes, right? And when we are talking about data, we want to be super accurate. So we are also highlighting the cases that are lower in the confidence, where there are more options that fit the criteria. So we're not really confident about this particular output. So we are highlighting these cases. We are bringing it up for brand managers to see, to spot as a first thing on the page, and thus reducing the error rates. So how much time do you think it takes now? We have 3 days, and now instead we have a few hours of validation. It's not your manual transformation. You just validate now. So what's next? When we have the data in a nice way, you have this great tool, we can also start predicting things too. And imagine you can receive messages like that now, like your 4 SKUs need immediate reorder, you're running out of stock. Or for example, we suggest the price drop for these products because you will not be able to sell them out before the season ends. Yeah, this is something that we have in progress right now for one of the customers, and once we have more, we have it ready for one of the customers that we have now, we will definitely add it to our accelerator, and it will be part of the purchase planning accelerator that we have. And the last accelerator that I will show you today is a problem that we are trying to address ourselves. So you all know the frustration of doing same repetitive tasks over and over and over again. Plus, there is also a pressure from the clients. You guys want everything super fast. So we need to adopt, of course. And what we did, we took the repetitive tasks that we were doing, our developers were doing, and we created Cursor Scandiweb modules. So Cursor is basically, imagine a ChatGPT where you, in a free form, type your request, but it actually produces the code for you. So it's a coding AI tool. And what we did, we fed our coding standards, our instructions, the way we do the job. And we created those modules for ourselves to help us to speed up the things. Generally speaking, when you need a new Magento 2 store, you can have it in 2 minutes using RedImage. RedImage is a one-click hosting solution that just spins you up everything very fast, removes all the administrative headache, and you can just start using it. And now combined that together with our modules, in less than 1 hour, you can actually have a styled, branded website that you can use with all your products inside. And now I would like to show you a quick actual showcase what I'm talking about here, what you can achieve with modern technologies right now in less than 1 hour. So we have ready-made here that I'm talking about. You just create a new subscription, and you will have a ready-made a Magento 2 store with a Huva theme on top. You complete the registration, and then you will, in a moment, you'll see that you'll have a dashboard when you just add your license key for Huva, and here you go, you have a Magento 2, blank Magento 2 Huva store. What is next? To actually start coding, you need to set it up locally. Yeah, so now we're just typing like here, like you would do in the ChatGPT, that I need to set it up locally. And it has all of the coding standards that we have, all of the instructions. Instead of manually typing the commands, you can have it straight away, very fast. Now, we want to import the products into the store. So generally, usually it's a quite time-consuming process for developers. You need to create all the migration scripts, I don't know, all the commands. Again, we have the instructions. We provided the file. The modules already know what to do. Just execute the steps that every developer would still do every time they need to import products. Yeah, let's see. You have also a time, see in the corner. This is an actual time timer, like how much time it took to create a website. So you'll see how much it takes. All right, so we have still the products here, I think. Yeah, the product migration, which takes some time still, even with AI. But you can see, yeah, we have categories now on the website. We will have the products, the images for them. We can add the products to cart, and stuff like that. So, next task. Since we have products, we want to style the page, the website. Yeah, we don't, and nobody wants blank Magento. So we have the design that we use in this example, and what we have is we created our own kind of Magento theme, a starter pack that we call it, and here we ask to create a new theme based on our starter pack, which just brings it up, and it already has access to all the designs. It knows where it's located, what to do, and everything that we need to do afterwards manually is to just update the configurations in the Magento itself and clear cache. And we will have it ready instead of designing everything from scratch. This really helps us to boost every Huva project that we are working on within the company.
Liana, sorry, time check. We have one more minute.
Yeah, just real quick, it's almost done here. So the last thing is the color, adding the colors on top. You can see the design reference here. You saw previously on the website how it looked like. And what we need is to just provide literally it's the URL to the Figma design. And it would create everything that you need. Okay, since we are running out of time, I'll skip a bit on the last part, but generally it's 45 minutes to create a website with your branding. The only part I missed there is adding your logo, basically, and the homepage banners, which are just the images, since we already have in this in the module that we installed, the page builder blocks that we use the most. And the website is live. You can check it yourselves in 45minutes.com. So we checked 3 accelerators within today: the chat to buy, the purchase planning, the coding. Everything comes from the actual problems we were trying to resolve for others, for ourselves. And generally, you can see that within our kind of retail intelligence, there are so many things that you can address, not only for your customers, but for yourself, and make yourself a room for growth within your company by automating purchase planning, the inventory predictions, the store operation automations, and so on. Feel free to reach out to us if you are interested in something like that, to book the ROI Roadmap session where we can actually come up with some actionable plan for you to achieve the goals and address the pain points that you have currently. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a great end of the conference.
Thank you, Liana.